I do want to ask you one thing before I let you go. And the Bears are drafting 10th. If they had lost to Green Bay, they would be drafting 7th. They might have a better chance of getting Ashton Genty or Tyler Warren. Would you rather have, and I know that you cover the team, you're not a fan of the team. Would you rather have the win over Green Bay in Lambeau on an epic comeback for Caleb Williams, who in 4 previous attempts last season against the Commanders, Green Bay the first time, Detroit, Minnesota, their comeback efforts had fallen short? Would you rather have that win over Green Bay, or would you rather have 3 extra spots in the draft?
Okay, I didn't realize I've been a part of lots of rivalries, just covering teams, right? Falcons, Saints, and 49ers, Rams, and Raiders against everybody, apparently.
Yes.
I didn't understand what a rivalry, and normally rivalries happen like in the stands. That's always been my take. Bears, Packers, there's something different in the water going back and forth between these two teams. I mean, George McCaskey called the Packers Team Voldemort, and he's kind of said it with a straight face. They don't like each other. Jalen Johnson doesn't like Christian Watson. There's a lot of real rivalry to this. So that's the only reason why I would take a Week 18 meaningless win in the context. And that's kind of how I feel about it. I also think, you talk about some of those other comebacks that Caleb Williams got close, but no cigar. A couple of those weren't really his bad. I mean, the Minnesota one was, but gosh, he should have had Green Bay. He should have had Washington. Did great. But I think that there's something about putting that notch on the board that really means something to a quarterback. Look, there is no such thing as momentum from one year to the next. Don't let anybody tell you different. But there is a little bit of a confidence and swagger factor, and Caleb Williams has a lot of swagger and a lot of confidence. And to give that real world example to him is worthwhile. If it would have dropped them from 7 to 13 or 14, but they were sitting on top of the tiebreakers. So I think that win's valuable. Would I rather cover the number 6 or 7 pick? Sure, because now we can talk about everybody or trading back with a quarterback. I'm always thinking about those page views, man. But nonetheless, I do think that Week 18 win meant something. Having that kick block was absolutely devastating to the franchise because it had been, 11 straight. Now we're talking about 12, and we're talking about dominance in the division. So I do think it mattered. And I think they can get a really good player at 10. And they have still that draft capital. So, I might be unpopular among my colleagues, but I'd say take the Week 18 win. You still have a top 10 pick. You can still get an instant impact player right there.
So you're thinking like a fan, which is the way you should be. And there'll be some people who are always like, we would have I agree with you. And I know that there's an opportunity that Ashton Genty becomes Walter Payton, and we missed out on him because we won a game. I would never call it meaningless. I think it meant a lot. And I think it meant a lot to our fans, for everybody who could now be like, hey, Caleb Williams has never lost in Lambeau Field, all that kind of stuff. And you know what? Like, Ben Johnson came out, and Ben Johnson wasn't just like, beat the Packers. Like, I talked to Matt Nagy at the Super Bowl, and I'm like, what's the one piece of advice you would give to Ben Johnson?
Yeah.
And he goes, beat the Packers. Like, okay, great clip, like whatever. Like they do, and they do it all. I'm sure that you've done this as well. You're like, beat the Packers. Deep dish is great, but tavern style is better. No ketchup on a hot dog. You're hitting all the high points. Ben Johnson came out and called out Matt LaFleur personally. Said his name, and they're not boys. They're not friends.
They have no relationship at all.
It's not Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan. It's an unprovoked attack, and I think that shows you how serious this rivalry is. I know that you mentioned Chargers, Raiders, and all that stuff, but this is and I know LaDainian Tomlinson legitimately hated the Raiders. You and I could both attest to this from personally talking to him, both of us. We know that, but this is a whole team of LaDainian Tomlinsons and how they feel about the Raiders. So I'm with you. I would take that win any day of the week.
Yeah. And let's not forget, Ashton Genty's really, 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 really good. I'm sure that you have ranked, see with the pun that I did there, him really high. The North Carolina kid, Omarion Hampton, he can boogie too.
Ohio State running backs, like there's so many ways. There's so many ways we can go with this.